and welcome to episode 103 of VocTerGaming. I am your host, the vocal terrorist, Jesse Rain, and we are here with the promised best of 3 series from the latest IEM. First up, we have our blue Zerg. He is dKiLLeR! And in the red we have our Terran player, the legend from South Korea, oGsSuperNova! Yesterday was the day of love, but today is the day of Starcraft, the day of TVZ. oGsSuperNova, of course, an absolute legend, really good player. Never got quite as deep into the GSL as some thought he would. Has yet to, of course, take a win as far as I'm aware. And of course, dKiLLeR is a brilliant Zerg player. Brazilian, I believe, a Brazilian Zerg player. I struggle to remember right now. My mind has been on other things today, unfortunately. This is the series you are going to get this week. We are doing IEM Brazil. It is dKiLLeR, it is oGsSuperNova, it is Terran versus Zerg. I do know the outcome of these games. I haven't watched them, but I do know the outcome. I did read a write-up of it. That's why I got excited. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm going to give some of the game away. These are friggin' awesome games. There is going to be some sexy play going on. dKiLLeR is 14 hatching. By the way, for those confused, this is not TSL's killer. This is an entirely different killer. Same ID, different player. Brazilian, I'm sure Brazilian, rather than South Korean. Of course, this IEM, the Intel Extreme Masters Tournament, is taking place out in Brazil. And they are having one hell of a time. I wish I'd been able to watch it. Unfortunately, I haven't. I've been busy doing other things, trying to sort stuff out, working for a few different promotions. And of course, you know, having the fun nights out. oGsSuperNova is expanding. I'm going to take things slow to begin with because I have the feeling these are going to be quite long games, so I don't really want to exhaust myself right now. And in fact, I'm going to make use of this little really nice Overlord pattern, by the way, scouting pattern, sending across. He knows, of course, exactly where Supernova is. He already scouted, so what he can do is sit it there. Interesting. Generally, you can go a bit closer in with that to see anything being hidden here. And of course he can float that over whenever he wants to find out exactly what Supernova is doing. Supernova, meanwhile, is building a factory as expected. When a Terran goes to gas, it's pretty much because he wants to get a factory out. Probably reactor Hellions, maybe a Banshee opening. You often see Banshees following reactor Hellion. In fact, the reactor's going to go down. So yeah, looks like reactor Hellion. Bunker is out front to protect against any kind of 6-pulley shenanigans, but of course that did not happen. But it's always nice to get the bunker, it's always nice to be safe. They're pretty much free, so you don't have to worry too much about it. I'm going to take advantage of this lull in the gameplay to take a nice long drink. This is where it would be handy for me to have a co-caster, someone else to talk, while I just gulp down this gorgeous fresh Morrison Savers still water 2-litre bottle. That's some promotion for the place where I work when I'm not doing this. Oh god, that tastes so good. I love water, by the way, guys. This is a pretty new thing. Before I was addicted to Diet Coke and the like, but now I love me some still water. And that's right, it's still water, even after all this time. Ha 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 ha! Jokes that only guys from GPW will get. Well, I mean, you'll get them, but you won't understand why it's actually funny instead of absolutely terrible. No music, by the way. I've just noticed this. There was music before, I promise. but it's gone. I thought something sounded weird. Caduceus reactor on the way. Love the sound of that. So we are getting stunning energy and medevac clutch in the time. You know, that's something... Ah, brilliant move. Absolutely brilliant move. Okay, so let me explain what Supernova's doing there. Supernova's getting the Banshee out. dKiLLeR was scouting the tech lab there. He knows Banshee is on the way, but he thinks Cloak is being researched. If you notice, Caduceus reactor has the lowest of the mineral and gas counts of everything, and so dKiLLeR saw that tech lab working. He's going to assume Cloak is on the way for this Banshee, so he's going to assume there's a lot more going into this Banshee pressure than there actually is, whereas in fact that is just the single Banshee. Very well done. Stim now on the way. Now dKiLLeR is trying to take a third base, but that is not going to end too well for him. One Banshee versus one Queen though, however. Oh! A ton of Zerglings getting roasted there. Hellions will get picked up by the Spinecrawler if they are not careful. Overseer is morphed because he thinks this Banshee is going to have Cloak, but it doesn't. Spinecrawler is relocating itself further onto the creep. This third base is going to get damaged. It's not going to go down very easily because there's only one Banshee and Hellions cannot do much damage to buildings. And here come 3 Queens now, so yep, he's got to get the hell out of there. Unfortunately, those Hellions are trapped right now because there's the destructible debris right here. So these Hellions need to scoot past. They need to make sure the Zerglings don't trap them in. Instead, they're just going to attack the Queens. That's not going to do any good. They are going to die hideously. I don't know why they're not leaving. I really don't. Except, yes I do, because this... Oh no, that's the Viking. Never mind. So Supernova just really wanted to lose all those Hellions. And now he has. So all those Hellions are dead. That's excellent for Supernova. No, it's not. That's terrible. What is he doing? Terrible play there from Supernova. Losing those Hellions where really he didn't have to. +1/+1 on the way though. He's going double eBay. That must be over. Where the hell is... There it is. Double eBay here for Supernova. Meanwhile, we have Pathogen Glands and Zerg Ground Carapace level 1 on the way. The Evo Chamber, the second Evo Chamber rather, is on the way. So both players are going to be getting double upgrades, though Supernovas are going to be quite a bit ahead. Pathogen Glands, by the way, is the starting energy for the Infestor. Getting Burrow as well, so we can burrow whatever he makes. Strange that this Viking is sat here. I'm really not sure he's doing with that. They could be flying around picking off Overlords right now. Supernova, meanwhile, has expanded to his third base, trying to match dKiLLeR. That's pretty much what you have to do against Zerg, since he was not going for a 2-base timing attack. Knowing that dKiLLeR had secured that third, and really nice securing of that third, by the way, from dKiLLeR. Overseer here, just getting in some scouting. Let's take a look at what dKiLLeR has seen. Okay, so dKiLLeR right now knows about everything. Doesn't know about the double eBay, but that's pretty much all he doesn't know about. A nice move from dKiLLeR there, getting a very quick 4th base, and pretty much hiding that in Supernova's half of the map. Supernova probably isn't going to find that too quickly unless he decides to expand there, and it's much more likely that he'll try to expand to here first. Create a staging point for himself. Quite often you see Terrans put a planetary fortress here and try and stage attacks forward from there. This is Antigua Shipyard, by the way, a map we're all familiar with. Really is quite a good map for Zerg. I really have liked the Zerg play I've seen on it. It's also a decent map for Terran, but I do like how Zerg works this. And oh, nice fungal there. And one infested Terran is going to damage that medevac, but it's not going to be enough to kill it. But a second fungal certainly will be. There we go. So really nice catch there by dKiLLeR. The drop from Supernova being stopped before it even began. That Viking's still there. This Viking is just floating about right now. There's not really much it can do other than fly about and pick off Overlords. We have siege tanks now on the way for Supernova. Siege mode is researched, so he should be well and truly safe from any kind of bailing attacks. Unfortunately for him, bailing attacks are not on the way. A second spawning pool going down? Did he lose that one? Yes, he did. Okay, I am screwing up royally today because dKiLLeR lost his spawning pool to a drop that I completely missed. Because, I don't know, I was probably talking about this third. Another drop going down at this fourth. So Supernova is now aware of this fourth base, and that's going to be tough for dKiLLeR, because of course it's not connected by the creep highway that's over here right now. As in fact dKiLLeR expands here, we have +2/+2 on the way for Supernova now. And guess what I just heard? I just heard my pizza arrive. Oh yeah, oh yeah, in 15 minutes I'm going to be eating a Domino's pizza. So let's hope. I might even click to ×2. I really want to eat that pizza, and there's not a lot happening right now. oGsSuperNova though is now making a push through the middle, and once Terran takes this high ground, it's really hard to shift them off of it. Because of this watchtower here, you can stick siege tanks here and they can fire on this hatchery, and of course on any drones that are here. So this base is going to become quickly untenable. Meanwhile, Supernova is trying to drop over here. That's not going to work because there's too many infestors. Let's hope he's paying attention. No, he's not. But interesting, dKiLLeR not reacting very well. Should be fungling. There we go. Fungal goes down. Infested Terrans popping. Should be focusing down that medevac before they do anything else. We do have Ultralisks on the way, by the way, along with Adrenal Glands, Chitinous Plating, and Zerg Armor level 2. That medevac then gets away. Supernova loses all the Marines in it, but the medevac itself gets away. This was forced to cancel, as it should be, because Terran has taken this middle ground. Supernova really, really good right now. Supernova is in a really good position, in fact. There is not much. Right now, dKiLLeR can really do. He can do this, he can expand, and he can try and gear his economy up even higher. But at some point, he's going to have to take the middle of the map here. And that's going to be really, really tough to do once Terran's entrenched like this. What I'd like to see Supernova do is perhaps get a few Thors. That can be the one thing, when Broodlords start to come out, they can be really, really dangerous. As it is, that drop being picked off now. And a fourth base going up for Supernova, building the command center. Not sure where he's going to plant that down, whether he wants to take this, like I said before, and use it as a staging ground, maybe turn it into a planetary fortress, or to start expanding over to this side of the map. Here we see Supernova is looking for any extra bases of dKiLLeR, not finding any, does not know about this base yet. Of course, is aware of this, but this is decently defended. There's some infested Zerglings, a Queen, and a few Spine Crawlers, so it's really hard to kind of attack into there. This Overlord, though, is going to fall just momentarily, supply blocking dKiLLeR. Finally gets a Baneling Nest. Not too sure how effective they're going to be with the siege tanks out, but what you can sometimes do is use the Ultralisk to soak up siege tank fire while the Banelings run past and take out any kind of mass bio. Now, as we see, Supernova is going to take this expansion. That's pretty much the sane one for him to take. And building yet another command center, so he wants to expand some more. We have a drop now from Supernova. Supernova's drop play is often exemplary, by the way. And he's trying to drop in the back here, going to kill some drones. But meanwhile, dKiLLeR with a huge push here. Ultras and Zerglings, Infestors, absolutely destroying here the backbone of Supernova, and Supernova needs to reinforce this. He needs to hold here. He needs to hold this central position, and right now he's struggling to do so, but it looks like, yep, he has managed to rout dKiLLeR, and that is the problem dKiLLeR's going to have. It's what I was talking about with bunkers, in fact, being on the high ground. Bunkers, siege tanks, it's really, really hard for dKiLLeR to break through there. And now Supernova's going to make another push for the fourth base of dKiLLeR. There is one Ultra here, but one Ultra's not going to be enough. The Bio can easily take that down. Ultras are not what they were in Brood War. A second one does pop though, and a nice transfuse there is going to force Supernova to pick up and get the hell out of there. Now the question is, what can dKiLLeR do? +3 weapons now on the way for Supernova, closely followed rather by level 3 armor. We have the Planetary Fortress morphing as predicted. dKiLLeR basically needs to just mass up his units and just go for broke right now. There's no way you can really avoid the center of the map. There's no way you can push past it. You need to go through it. That's why this map can favour Terran once they get this stranglehold on. And once again, dKiLLeR pushing through, trying to use those ultras to break through the siege tank lines. It looks like he may be about to do it. He's broken the center now. Very interesting. How far back can he push SuperNova? Back to his secondary line of defense here. Losing more bunkers, losing more siege tanks. This is really bad for SuperNova. SuperNova is struggling now. He needs to just hold on some way. He needs to break this army of dKiLLeR. His drops are coming home, trying to do the damage. Not quite getting the last ultra. Oh, he does. So once again, it looks like SuperNova's got just enough to hold. More and more Zerglings streaming in from dKiLLeR, but will they alone be enough? I don't quite think so. We have a few infestals with them, but it's not enough. dKiLLeR is just, despite having so many bases, he does not quite have the economy, because of the harassment of SuperNova, to continually remax like he wants to. So much going on at this moment. Okay, the last of the Zerglings there die. He retreats with this small force just out of range of the planetary up there. You see the drop here, still doing some damage, but these infested Terrans should finally finish that off. I want to take a quick look. See, yep, SuperNova with 90 weapons killed, dKiLLeR with 13, that's pretty good. But SuperNova has obviously been much more harassment based. And now, once again, we're at an impasse. Now, dKiLLeR has the centre of the map. That's really helpful for him. But again, SuperNova dropping at the 4th base. dKiLLeR, though, with a decent setup, is going to shut that down immediately. Really nice creep spread here. SuperNova's been trying to limit that as much as he can, but there's no way he can really stop that. Once these bases are linked up, it's going to be even harder to drop there. Sensor tower goes down though, and that is really nice. That gives him so much vision of what's going on. And now SuperNova stimming an entire group of units there for nothing really. That stim is going to wear off before they get to do anything with it. So just a waste of medevac energy at this point. And now just Simple, I like that Simple with just the Marine Marauder trying to bait the Zerglings into the siege tank fire, and here we go. Losing a few Zerglings there. Really nice play there from SuperNova. And oh, an Infestor goes down. Half full of energy. That was not the best of moves by dKiLLeR, leaving that Infestor behind. This is not looking great for dKiLLeR. This is because once again SuperNova can take this middle. I'd like to see him move some siege tanks up. He's got the Zelnaga watchtower, and he's got the sensor tower, so he knows nothing's going to sneak up on him right now. And he's expanding yet again. This time I'm going to take this base up here, the north base, the other main, or one of the other mains I should say. There are 4 mains on this map. dKiLLeR trying to move about, but because that sensor tower's there, there's not a lot he can do. And again, drop play from SuperNova. This is going to get shut down this time by ultras. And SuperNova again just picks up and leaves. Right now, SuperNova at 200 food of 200. Now 199. But quickly back up to 200. Oh yeah, that's some real play-by-play there. I can read numbers on a screen. We have 22 Banelings morphing. Okay, so it looks like dKiLLeR is going to go for one final push and just try to break the back of SuperNova once and for all. This is some nice play from dKiLLeR. He is a good Zerg player. But the question is, will he have what it takes to beat SuperNova now? This is really, really close. Again, SuperNova denying this creep spread, taking down those rocks there. That's going to make it even easier to drop. Is he going to push? The sensor tower knows he's there. These infestors are coming in now. This is tense. Dropping infested terrors everywhere. And the siege tanks are going to blow each other up. There go all those siege tanks. And now bailing hits coming in on the bio. Is it going to be enough? I don't think it is. Again, SuperNova has held. And now dKiLLeR is in some real trouble. The supply is 176 for SuperNova to 155 for dKiLLeR. But the upgrades are still coming through for SuperNova, making those siege tanks even more effective. Zerg melee attacks level 3 is on the way. We still have these cloaked infestors dropping infested terrors, doing some harassment. This harassment is very late in the game. Look at the difference in bank up here between the two players. SuperNova just has the ability to keep upgrading and keep reinforcing and keep expanding. dKiLLeR is now fighting essentially a losing battle. And that is going to be really, really tough. I like this map for Zerg when they go Broodlord Infestor. But dKiLLeR's never really even looked like he was going for Broodlord. Losing so many spine crawlers now. SuperNova taking down this fourth base. Finally, he's been harassing it all game long. Finally it goes down. SuperNova, his drop play has been exemplary. He's really just forced dKiLLeR to constantly multitask, and now escaping the Ultralisk is going to lose some siege tanks here, but these Ultras are going to go down if they're not careful. Nice fungal there, stops the Marines from chasing and allows those Ultras to escape. A few more Ultras joining up with them, but see, vehicle weapons level 2 is about to finish. Again, dKiLLeR trying to expand down to here now that he's lost that fourth base. This base is gone as well. Trying to expand to this main. Really, I'm not sure there's a lot dKiLLeR can do. And if these drones get spotted, and he's going to see them on the sensor tower. He's not going to know that they're drones, obviously, but he's going to know something's moving through. And now these Ultras, are they going to try and take the planetary fortress? They are. That planetary fortress dies very quickly. If there's one thing Ultras are good at doing, it's killing planetary fortresses, but that's pretty much it. And now another command center going down, perhaps going to try and take the previous fourth of dKiLLeR's, or of course, just take this base here. But a huge push now from SuperNova is on the way. This base is going to die. It's completely undefended. I'm not sure there's much dKiLLeR can do right now. He's moving to the center base. He's perhaps trying to take this down, but SuperNova has got some defense there, and really dKiLLeR cannot afford a base trade. The problem is there's 196 through to 121 on dKiLLeR's. SuperNova is just miles ahead right now. I don't think there's anything dKiLLeR can do. These Ultras are just kind of stuck out in the middle of the map. There's nothing they can do. Going to try and perhaps sandwich SuperNova, but it's not going to work at this point. The Ultras doing damage, taking down those siege tanks. They are really good at that, but the Bioforce is going to take them out. Infestors, though, perhaps just enough, in fact, to hold this push off. That would be really interesting. There's a lot of medevacs there. Not much bio. Overlord's going down now, though. So dKiLLeR, if he wants to rematch, is going to have to remake those. SuperNova still with the clear advantage here. dKiLLeR does have some, and not even a nice amount of bases anymore. He's pretty much limited to 2 bases. And in fact, there we go. dKiLLeR, GG's. Strange game there. dKiLLeR not going for Broodlords at all, when Broodlords are pretty much how you win as Zerg on Antigua Shipyard in the late game. And I think that was his problem. He never felt comfortable under the harassment from SuperNova. But there we go anyway. That is today's game out of the way. I'll be back tomorrow with game 2 of dKiLLeR versus oGsSuperNova. Really nice play from dKiLLeR. I hope tomorrow goes a bit better for him. I'd like to see that. He is a really good player. I really like the foreign players, the non-Korean players. I'd really like to see them do well against guys like oGsSuperNova. But anyway, that is it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow.